Hello, St. Peter's. It's been a long time. I've missed you guys. Today is normally our High Five Friday, and since we can't really high five each other, it's a good thing that I'm here and you're there because we can do an air five. Ready? High five. All right. I have missed you. The things I have been doing while we've been away. I've done a lot of puzzles. I just finished a Sleeping Beauty puzzle. I started reading a book. I've even played some games on my phone, and I've taken a lot of long walks, but I'm always make sure that I'm very far from my friends that I'm walking with. So I hope you've been doing some fun things as well as your schoolwork, because we're growing our brains. We're still growing our brains, even if we're at home. We can do it without giving our parents a hard time. So I thought it would be really fun if we could still have library time, because I miss you. I miss reading the books to you. Ralph misses you. See him back here? Ralph's here, and he's with his little monkey friend. So I'm going to read a book to you. We need to get ready, just like we do at library. So if you have a little brother or sister, come on. They can join us. Everybody can come, right? Okay, so let's show them how we get ready. First, we turn up our ears, so we're ready to listen. Then we turn off our mouths so we don't make a sound. Put your hands in your lap. Take a nice big deep breath. And then we're ready to read. Well, today is also the first day of spring. So I thought I'd read you a silly story about Duck and Goose during a springtime adventure. All right, so this is called Duck and Goose, and it is written and illustrated by Tad Hills. Let's see where they go on their adventure. Here we go.
Oh my, what is that? Duck quacked. That's a silly question, Goose honked. It's a big egg, of course. Of course it is an egg. I know that, huffed Duck. What I mean is, where did it come from?
Goose looked skyward. He looked toward the river. He looked to the fields. He thought very hard.
Who are you?
He asked finally.
I, said Duck, puffing out his feathered chest, am the one whose egg this is. I saw it first.
Goose quickly raised one webbed foot.
It's mine. I touched it first.
Uh-oh, they are not being very nice.
Hey, you should never put your dirty foot on an egg, Duck scolded. Don't you know anything about caring for eggs? Yes, I do, Goose cried out. Stop yelling, Duck yelled.
Then he whispered forcefully,
Don't you know that you and your screaming are very likely disturbing the baby bird who is trying to take a snooze inside this egg?
Goose wished that Duck wasn't right. He lowered his head and whispered softly,
I'm very sorry. Go back to sleep in there. My, that's quite a beauty you have, called a bluebird from across the river.
Here she is.
Thank you. It's mine, quacked Duck. Actually, it's mine, honked Goose. Thank you. So, asked Duck, what do we do now? We should do something, suggested Goose. Yes, you are right. Good thinking, agreed Duck. Like what?
Duck and Goose each thought. So Duck thought about putting signs up that says, this egg is private property. Duck's egg. No geese allowed. And no honking. $5 fine. And then Goose is thinking about sitting on the egg with these signs around it. If you are a duck, keep walking. No ducks beyond this point. Quiet, please. And absolutely no quacking in this area. Not very nice to the other one.
Well, we must keep the egg warm until the fuzzy little occupant is ready to come out, said Goose. Excellent idea, exclaimed Duck. He pushed past Goose. Step aside, I shall do just that.
But Goose was too quick. After a flurry of fussing, grunting and groaning, slipping and sliding, honking and quacking. Oh my goodness, they're fighting over the egg. Duck and Goose found themselves back to back.
Scoot over, I don't have any room, complained Duck. You are much closer to me than I am to you. Stop yelling in my ear, Goose. Shh,
Goose hushed, pointing at the round thing beneath them.
Yes, we must remember, quiet. We mustn't disturb the little one.
And so they sat, very still and very quiet, waiting. For a long time, they waited. They listened to the crickets chirp and the frog's harp.
I'm going to teach this baby bird to quack like a duck,
Duck boasted.
Well, I'm going to teach it to honk like a goose,
Goose honked back.
I am going to teach this baby bird to waddle,
Goose added.
So am I,
Duck said. They heard the pitter-patter of the rain. Now they're sitting under a leaf. See it? That's pretty clever.
I'm going to teach this baby bird to swim,
Duck said.
Me too,
Goose said. Well, they have a lot of things in common, don't they? They can both waddle, they can both swim. To pass the time, they sniffed wildflowers in the warm sun and shared breadcrumbs, while Goose taught Duck to honk. They watched the sunset in the sky, and Duck taught Goose to quack. What do you think? I think maybe they're becoming friends. Ooh, now it's nighttime. They counted the stars in the night sky.
Let's teach our baby to fly,
said Goose.
Good idea,
said Duck.
I'm sure our baby will be a fast learner, said Duck.
If it takes after you and me,
I'm sure you're right,
added Goose. So they sat there all night. Together, they waited until...
Did you feel that, Duck?
Duck nodded.
Yes, did you feel that, Goose?
Goose nodded.
It's time, Goose, it's time!
Duck squawked. Is it hatching? Let's find out. Quickly, Duck slid down and started running in circles around the egg.
What should we do now? He hollered. I think we should remain calm,
Goose yelled back.
Excuse me,
a little voice called out. Duck stopped in all the exciting confusion. He had failed to notice the bluebird kicking their egg.
Can I play too?
She asked.
Play? This is no time for play,
yelled Duck.
This is no time for games, yelled Goose. And what's with the kicking?
I was only trying to get your attention, said the little bluebird.
Well, you got it,
Duck huffed.
False alarm, Goose, back to work. Can't you see that we are very busy here?
Goose explained to the bluebird.
This is serious business. This is perhaps the most important moment of our lives. Oh, my, I'm very sorry, apologized the bluebird. I had no idea. I just thought that maybe I could play with your ball. It really is a nice one, she added, and then she flew away. A ball. Goose gulped. Did she say a ball? He whispered to Duck. You know, I did have my doubts, Duck finally said. It is a bit squishier than most eggs I've seen. Yes, and I must say I was somewhat suspicious of those big dots, Goose admitted. It may not be an egg, but it is lovely, said Duck. Oh, absolutely, Duck, Goose agreed. It's a keeper. As the crickets chirped, the frogs burped, and the grass swayed in a gentle breeze, Goose quacked and the duck honked, and the ball bounced, rolled, and sometimes even flew. The end. Wasn't that so silly? They fought over the egg that turned out to be a ball. But in the end, what I really love about this book is even though they were fighting over the egg in the beginning, they really got to be friends while they sat and thought about how many things they had in common and the things they had different they taught to each other. Because Duck taught Goose to quack and Goose taught Duck to honk. That's pretty cool. I thought that was a fun story. Now I know when we are in the library, when you're at school, we usually do an activity after we read a story. So I did an activity today already, earlier, and I'm going to show you what I did. Now you don't have to do this. This is all just for fun. So it's not homework. It's fun time creation station. Since we can't go to the library for creation station, I set up my own creation station on my dining room table. I have some colored pencils, I have some paper, I have scissors, tape, and markers, and I think some crayons. We'll see. So today, all I did was take a piece of computer paper or notebook paper, whatever you have, and then I did a hunt around the house because I thought it was really neat that Duck and Goose thought the ball was an egg. So I thought to myself, what else could I find that's round that maybe then I could trace around it? I could find all the circles, trace around the circles, and then decorate them to look like eggs. So here are the things that I found that are round. I found my bracelet, so I traced around that. It was a little bit bumpy because of the beads, but that was kind of fun. And then I found a jar of face cream. It's round, right? So I set it down and I traced around that. I found a coaster that we put our drinks on. So I traced around that, a circle coaster. Some people have squares, so that doesn't really work for today. I found a candle that has a round bottom, so I traced around the candle. And finally, I found a ball. Now this was a little trickier. I had to put my crayon and go all the way around, but it was kind of fun. And then I can play with this later. But in the house, I just roll it on the ground because we can only throw it outside. It's a pretty nice day out though. If you don't get blown away, you can take your ball outside. So I traced all those things. Look, I traced them all and then I decorated them in all different kind of ways so that maybe I could trick somebody else into thinking maybe my circles could be Easter eggs. I bet you guys can come up with some really cool things to make with your circle adventure. If you do, I would love to see them. You can mail them to school. I don't know. So I wanted to also let you know I'm going to be reading a story probably 3 days a week so that you can take a little break out of your homework time and you could have library time. You get to have library even more than when we're at school. Isn't that cool? So it'll be on the Facebook page. This is probably where you're looking at it now. And I'm going to try to put a link also on the school website for St. Peter's School. All right. If any of you students are wanting to contact me or let me know what you're doing, I would love to hear from you. You can send me a message in Messenger or go to my school email. Your parents can help you find that. So until next time, I hope you had a good brain break.
I hope you're growing your brains and growing your minds. I hope you're reading your books and having some fun. And I really hope that you're doing it with a good attitude and you're not giving your parents a hard time. That's my hope. All right, boys and girls, this was really fun for me. I hope it was fun for you, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.